Hello, everyone. Oh, it's a day late. I apologize, but we're still gonna do Whatcha Wednesdays. So, it's gonna be a busy week for me this week. I am attending a local film festival this weekend, and they have a lot of events going on. Um, and so my weekend's gonna be a little busy. I'm not sure I'll be able to keep to my set stream schedule, though I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure how the weekend's going to shake out. So, missed yesterday's stream, obviously. Going to do a makeup stream now so we can still have it on record of us assembling our bat together for Seiko's cosplay. And as far as tomorrow's Friday night gaming stream, it's kind of up in the air at the moment if I'm going to keep that at the same time, move it to maybe earlier in the day Friday, or maybe just move it to Saturday. But Saturday's a big film festival day, and so trying to figure out how to still stream while also keeping these obligations to these festival events in person. But yeah, you'll see me. It's just not 100% if it will be at regular time or not. But anyway, let's get on with our makeup stream today. As you can see, I am wearing a respirator mask because we are going to be working with epoxy. That's also why my window is open and there is a lot of road noise coming through. Because we need a lot of ventilation. That's the safe way to work with epoxy because it's got a lot of fumes that you should not be breathing in. So as I apply it to the bat pieces to assemble them together, want to make sure I've got as much fresh air coming in and out of the room as I can. So yeah, let's hop right into it. So, the 3D print went very well. Got my box of pieces here. We can show you guys. Well, obviously, respirator mask, very important. I've got a pair of gloves, rubber gloves. I'm probably going to put on also before I start applying the epoxy. We've got the epoxy itself, some, let's see, JB Weld, 2 packs of it, just because it's going to be kind of a large bat. I've already gone ahead and glued some magnets. Let me try to show that as best I can. To the bottoms of the top of the bat. So this is the top part, the pencil. And so that can obviously be detached with the magnets. This is just the regular bat top, also with magnets. So I can interchange either top. And yes, of course, the very, very top bat piece that has the magnets and the threaded kind of bolt that I'm using to also screw everything together. So I'll have a bolt that screws into the tops as well as the magnets to hold it. So this part is not going to get epoxied, of course, because I still want that removable. But the rest of the pieces will be epoxied together. If anyone is following along or wants to build it along and do their own kind of build, you do not have to epoxy these together. If you want to just leave, the threaded bolt and have it kind of be detachable. So if you want to make it travel friendly, if you travel to a lot of your conventions and stuff, you can do it that way. Also, you just will obviously need to assemble and disassemble. I would also recommend, if you are not epoxying it, do the threaded bolts but also do, I would also recommend adding magnets as well in between each piece to kind of give it a little bit of extra stability. The threads are great for adding like weight and stuff, but I wouldn't say that they were great for like holding the overall bat together personally. So yeah, still want to keep it travel friendly. Would highly recommend not epoxying it, but maybe adding magnets instead and using that as your means of assembling and keeping it together. Let's see. Alright, so I think I got a few other pieces. So I made sure to label all of them so I wouldn't get them confused. So this is piece number 5. This is piece number 4. This is the handle. Yeah, I chose to go with, I don't know if you can see it that well on the camera, but you can see I chose to print it with the threads kind of already embedded in. I mean, I'm still going to wrap it with fabric, but I wanted some like guidelines as I'm gluing and attaching the fabric. So that's why I still printed it with the threads on it, even though it's going to get covered. But the profile that I use, the program that I used to print this out, also had an option for a smooth handle, so could have printed it that way. I think it would have been the same amount of plastic PLA and same amount of print time, just a matter of preference. Then we have the bottom handle, which also has a threaded bolt, as well as piece number 1. This is piece number 3. All right. I've got everything I need. All right. So this is piece 6. Alright, so all of these are going to get made into a bat. This is exciting. Alright, so before I put on my rubber gloves, let me open up some of these epoxy packets. Alright, so this particular JB Weld, I got the one that comes with a little yeah, I guess syringe, attachment that you can add to it, so you can like put it into like smaller openings and stuff. I wanted it for like filling up the attachment holes with epoxy, and so again add a little bit of extra adhesive and strength as I put everything together. Let me read the directions, figure out how to put this together. Okay, snap off the cap, push the little easy mixer attachment down and turn clockwise. Press down on the plunger directly onto the surface, and then dispose. Or put the cap back on to store it. Alright, sets in 5 minutes, cures in an hour. Alright, let's see what we can do. Alright, I'm going to open up both of these just to kind of have them ready, so I'm not fiddling with rubber gloves trying to open up 2 packs. Alright, so you're supposed to pop the little caps off. How to take it off? Oh crap. Okay, well, already got on my hands. Typical. Typical. Always keep some parchment paper on my desk. Alright, so push down. It turn clockwise. I don't know what. Oh, I'm pushing down and I'm turning clockwise. It is not working. Oh, there it is. Okay. Really push it. Okay. Gotta use some force on that. Alright. I'm gonna use a tissue for this one. There we go. Alright. Push it. Down. Turn. Ha! Got it. Okay. Alright. So, obviously my audio is going to be a little muffled once I put this mask on. But hopefully I'll do my best to still be intelligible. Or I just won't talk that much. Alright. So for... Let's see. For anyone's reference, I am wearing a P95 mask. It's supposed to be good at keeping out fumes and paint smells and vapors and stuff. So hopefully that'll protect me from any epoxy glue fumes. And I don't want to get any on my hands, so I'm wearing rubber gloves also. This might be overkill. It might not be. But hopefully my chemistry teachers, or if they're watching this or ever see this, I'm making them proud with my level of safety. I have safety glasses as well, but I feel like that is actual overkill. Especially because I also have glasses on, and I don't anticipate this glue is going to splash anywhere. But, okay, so let's assemble. Alright, so let's start with the first one. So we've got pieces 1 and 2. We'll start piece 2. We'll start putting a little bit of epoxy in there. There it goes. I'll get the plunger to go down. And then it goes all the way around. And a little mixture. Okay. A little bit in there. I'm going to add some on the outside. I'm going to put this on the parchment paper on my work desk, so it is not glued to my computer laptop. Okay. Add a few more drops to the bottom piece. So, yeah, so a lot of glue, a lot of epoxy. Alright, I'm twisting it to make sure that it gets like a nice even coat of epoxy on. And then I'll wipe off the excess. This is why I wanted gloves. So the excess that came off around the edge, I'm just going to wipe with my gloved finger. And use that at the top. Okay. Alright, so it already looks like a baseball bat handle at the very least. Alright, so piece number 3, it's just a little disc just to connect it all, or connect the handle to the actual base of the bat. So we're going to add more drops epoxy on the top. A little bit here on the bottom of this piece, not too much though. And then just attach piece number 3. Do a little twist. Wipe off that extra epoxy. Place it on top. I'm just going to reuse it. Okay. Alright, cool. Alright, so that's piece number 3. I need piece number 4. So this is piece number 4. It's got a little hole in the bottom. I'm just going to add a little bit of epoxy in there as well. Outside of the bottom part, not too much. Don't have too much coming out when I put the pieces together. Do a little twist and then wipe my finger around the seam to get any extra epoxy off. Top. Alright, starting to get some height. Alright. So yeah, I gotta back up a little bit now. Alright, let's see if we can make this work. I still have the camera see me, but I'll still also show you guys what I'm doing. Too close up. Maybe back up a little bit. Oh, camera. Alright, so let's see, I think that'll work. Alright. These gloves on. Okay, so this is part number 4. I'm going to do part number 5. Alright, so starting to look like a bat. Really proud of how this is looking. Alright, so add piece number 5. I'm going to add a little more epoxy in here. Bit around the edge or around the bottom. Into the end of that bottle. Start on the new one. Perfect. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna add a little bit on. This top part. Nope. Too much extra epoxy come out of that. Just twisting, so I can get all that extra epoxy to come out of those seams. I want to have it kind of be nice and smooth. Run my finger around the seam, get the excess off. Just wipe it up at the top. Okay. Whew. This mask is making it warm in here. But okay, almost done. So next, or second to last, we got part 6. This is the part that the magnets will attach to up at the top. So again, I'm going to add a little bit of epoxy here into the opening, and then around the edge, around the top of the bat there, and then that will be the bulk of the bat. So, got my epoxy here. Fill up our opening. Around the edge. Whoop! There go my glasses. Let's take those off because they keep slipping off in the face. I don't want to see them today. Epoxy. I'll fall over. Yeah, this is like a giant game of Jenga right now. Fortunately. I'm actually gonna put that down because that's making me nervous. Then I'm gonna tip it over and it's gonna fall smack into my monitor. Alright, so attach the last piece. Twist, twist, twist. Whoop! Oh, see, the epoxy didn't set yet. I just lost my handle. Back on. So this top part. Any extra epoxy come out the seams. All right. Whew. Oh, hey, cousin's in the chat. Hi, cousin. Finally putting together my baseball bat. All right, so that is the main pieces of the bat, my friends. All epoxied, magnets attached. There's the handle. And it's really light. It is very, very light. Definitely would be nice to carry this around convention very easily. So yeah, obviously I'm not going to swing it around or fiddle with it too much until the epoxy sets and dries. Yeah, this is probably going to need to sit out on my balcony to dry because even with my mask on, it's still a pretty intense epoxy smell. And I don't really want the fumes stinking up the house too much. But yeah, this is Seiko's bat. So the plan to finish this, obviously we're going to need to let this set. I'm going to let it set probably for the rest of the weekend. So yeah, all of Friday, all of Saturday, I'm probably going to give it at least 48 hours for the epoxy to cure and set before I strength test it. But I don't know how I'm going to strength test it. I'm not going to swing it at anything. But yeah, the next plan is once once the epoxy is all set, the glue is all dried, everything feels secure. Gonna do a little bit of sanding on it just to try and hide the seams, attaching all the pieces together as best I can. It'll also help prep it for painting. So that will be next stream. We'll be doing some sanding. I have a power sander. I'm also going to probably have some different hand sanding tools that I can demonstrate and show different methods of sanding and prepping your 3D print for paint and priming it and everything. So, and that's gonna be kind of a full stream in itself. Yeah, but that's the plan. Also, I'll start looking up the incantation sutra spell that is actually written on the bat. So we will figure out how I'm going to go about doing that. I am already not the best painting of like I don't do calligraphy. Like I don't do hand printed signs or anything of that nature. That's not really where my talents lie. So I am either going to do a stencil, I'm either going to I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know if I want to just try to trace it and just try to have a really steady hand and do it that way, or go the more convoluted, complicated route of trying to print it. I don't know yet. I'll probably go more simplistic though. I'll probably trace it. But I need to go look for it and actually find it, so I know what I'm printing and not printing anything accidentally offensive on my bat and walking around with it in public. But yeah. So that's that. That's our baseball bat build. This is going straight to the porch to continue curing and drying, because I can still smell a bit of the fumes even through my mask. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that immediately, because I don't even think having my window open is providing enough ventilation. So safety first. But all right, thank you everyone for being here. Thank you, cousin, for popping in on the chat. Always appreciate you. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my mask on because these fumes are strong. But yeah, so I apologize if I'm muffled, but thank you all for being here. I will very likely still be doing my Friday night Final Fantasy stream. It's just a matter of if it's going to be early or Friday night, or maybe Saturday afternoon. But I think very likely it'll still be tomorrow. But all right, friends, the VOD for this particular stream will be up on my YouTube channel very shortly, actually. I hopefully will have it up by this evening before I have to go to yet another film festival event. So, happy Thursday. Thank you for being here for my substitute makeup stream. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.